Jesus, Blake, are you really sleeping?
I'm awake.
You should have slept last night.
Well, I had to get that hospital footage organized.
You were calling out some other woman's name.
What?
In your sleep. Jessica, I think. You know a Jessica?
Oh, no. I mean, I was dreaming about Jessica Gray from when we were kids.
Oh, yeah. I haven't thought about her in ages.
Hey, we're crossing into reservation land now. You said I'm looking for some sort of victory?
Jessica Gray is one of the most difficult characters to fully understand during Blake Langermann's adventures in the game Outlast 2. In the game, Jessica is a memory, told to us through flashbacks from Blake, who is obviously having some kind of mental breakdown, making him somewhat of an unreliable narrator. Most of what we know about Jessica and the important moments of her life are also not explicitly detailed. Instead, the game opting only to give us vague inclinations to determine what actually happened. However, the story that is hinted at for this unfortunate young child is quite dark.
I want you two to tell me what you were doing in here. Were you misbehaving? Do I need to call your parents? Jessica, do I need to call your father again?
No, please.
The story of Jessica Gray as we know it begins with her childhood. While the details of Jessica's life are quite blurry, we do know that when she was a child, Jessica attended the St. Sybil Catholic School and was good friends with two of her fellow classmates, Lynn and Blake. Lynn being Jessica's best friend, and Blake being the boy that she had a crush on. From the limited details that we have of Jessica, she appeared to be a model student who cherished these two friends. Her locker being adorned with prized ribbons from her accomplishments, as well as pictures of herself and these close classmates. Notes that she and Lynn would pass in class comprised of benign conversations about Jessica's boredom in the classroom or Lynn teasing her about her crush on Blake. And though Jessica seemingly got jealous of a play which required Blake and Lynn to kiss, for the most part, Jessica and her friends' lives were normal. However, underneath this playful, chipper facade, Jessica's life housed several dark secrets. Secrets that would result in her death in the winter of 1995.
Oh God, Jess.
Based off what we know, Jessica had a hard life from a young age. Through comments made by the St. Sybil guidance counselor, Jessica's mother seems to have died sometime before 1995, leaving Jessica alone with her father, who was a difficult man to deal with. The guidance counselor would remark about his big personality, but worse than that would be a forum post made by Jessica to a much older woman who was having physical abuse problems in her marriage. Jessica telling the woman that she could relate, and asking if it was all right to call the police on your family. These issues within Jessica's personal life were fairly well known amongst the staff. Perhaps not all the gritty details, but enough of them to peg her as a risk for a runaway. So, when Jessica brought in a clearly forged signature from her father for a class field trip, a man named Father Loitermilch would take charge to ensure that she didn't get the chance, calling for Jessica to stay back while her class went to a piano factory, stay back to instead partake in library study, perhaps even with Loitermilch himself. While we're not privy to the exact timeline of events, nor how extensive Loitermilch and Jessica's relationship truly was, at some point, Father Loitermilch developed an uncomfortable interest in his young student. An interest that would come to a head in December of 1995.
What don't you know, Jessica?
Oh, sorry,
What are the two of you doing in here?
I'm sorry, Father Loudermilch. We stayed after school for journal? We were just leaving.
Let's step back into class, please.
Blake?
You're not in trouble yet, Blake. You don't want to get in trouble, do you?
Just stay with me.
One fateful night in December, Jessica had signed up to take a journal class after school, seemingly signing up so that she could spend some time with her crush Blake. And sometime after the class, the two would find themselves in the pantry of the school's cafeteria, Jessica playfully teasing him about not kissing Lynn during the school play, the teasing turning into an awkward fight on the floor, Jessica seemingly wanting to be Blake's first kiss, even asking if she could go to his house after leaving the school, going so far as to ask if his parents were home, perhaps suggesting that she had plans for something even more explicit. However, as the two classmates made their way through the school, they were met by none other than Father Loitermilch, who asked the two why they were wandering around St. Sybil's so late. Blake told the father that they'd stayed after for journal, but hearing the tail end of Jessica asking to come over to Blake's while his parents were away, he accused the two of more sinister motives, threatening to call their parents before telling Blake to leave him alone with Jessica, a request that made Jessica more than a little uncomfortable. Jessica begged Blake to stay, but Loitermilch insisted, telling the young man that all they were going to do was pray, that he was making it awkward, and after a few more pushes from the trusted music teacher, he relented, leaving his friend alone with Father Loitermilch. While we don't know for certain what occurred behind the doors of the music room, most of the evidence points towards some sort of sexual assault, and after a few moments, Jessica began to scream, Blake doubling back to check on what was wrong. Jessica Gray is one of the most unfortunate stories that we come to learn of during Blake's adventures. She was a gifted young mind with hopes of finding young love in one of her best friends, but the world saw it fit to take those hopes away. Her mother passed away when she was a child. Her father made life difficult for her. The boy she liked was too shy to make a move, and Father Loitermilch was constantly lurking in the background, taking an unhealthy interest and waiting for his opportunity to do wicked things to this young girl. Jessica lived a rough life, and as her friend left her to the ravenous jaws of this devilish pastor, little did he know that he was leaving her to her demise.
I don't know what you think you saw.